one simple reason to keep your Sony FX2 over the Sony A7V is for the simple fact that rigging your FX2 is going to be way easier, like 10 times easier. So right now I have the Sony FX2 floating, if you will, on a Came TV magic arm. I have it mounted to a super clamp, and that is mounted to an auto pole. I have a few cameras here in the studio. Some of them are also on the auto pole. So even though the A7V is, I do think, a stronger hybrid, it is a better photo hybrid than the FX2, but the FX2 is a better video hybrid than the A7V. So these are both fantastic hybrids. Both are going to give you, I believe, 33 megapixels. Amazing photos you're going to get out of each of these. This one is going to have some newer features with the pre-capture and the speed boost, which is absolutely amazing for photography. But for someone like me who does more video, tends to lead more video heavy, just something as simple as having these mounting points on the top just makes a huge difference on my setup. It means instead of having the camera on a tripod, I can literally just hang it floating in the air. And this is without a cage. I mean, it makes me a little nervous, but this was held up all day. We shot all day and the camera did not budge. That speaks to how robust and well built the FX2 is, how well built the cinema line is. So yes, I did feel a little bit of momentary buyer's remorse by having the FX2 and this coming out so soon right after it. But when I really consider what I'm doing on the day-to-day, which is video, for me having the raw capabilities, HDMI over raw, and, still having time code options. And, even though this viewfinder is a little bit annoying at times when packing it, it really gives you a ton of flexibility, especially in the daylight, to get an angle and hold the camera how you want and still really have, good viewing and good quality and the whole shebang. I am annoyed about the 60 frames per second crop. Sometimes it comes in handy, but sometimes it is annoying. So I do wish that, like this camera, we had the ability to go full frame or crop in 60 frames. So that's one strong downside. But aside from that, I'm happy with all the other features that come with the FX2. Let me know, what would you do in my instance? Would you let go of the FX2 and go all in on this camera, or stick with the FX2 and let this one go? Or under what circumstance do I keep them both? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys for rocking with me on this little mini discussion. I am the Chef Gal, and you just got the recipe.